beautiful friends. It's Amanda here, and today we're celebrating the anniversary of the Enchanted Autumn collection. And I'm also going to wear a jewelry set that I originally designed as a little free gift with purchase for the initial release. And there are actually a few different colorways I did that were inspired by the eyeshadow colors from the Enchanted Autumn palette, of course. Eventually, I did add these pieces to my Etsy shop as well, so I'm going to try to keep all those options in stock this fall over there on the shop. I can't believe that it's been a year since this collection came out. I'm so happy that we're able to celebrate this 1 year birthday and usher in my favorite season, which is fall, of course, with a little Enchanted Autumn sale over on the Fantasy Cosmetica site. Through the 10th of September, you can snag anything from the collection for 25% off, including the bundles, which really stacks up to be an amazing deal. As usual, before we get into the tutorial and all the fun stuff, I just want to give you a close-up look at my skin with no makeup, no filter. You see so many altered and filtered faces during your time on the internet, however long that may be today. So I just want to balance the scales a little bit and show you some human adult skin. You don't have to be blurry, you don't have to be perfect. You can have spots and crinkles and veins and all of that stuff, and you're functioning normally, and there's nothing wrong with you. You are beautiful. I love your face. Okay, let's get back to the makeup portion of the video. Just an aside, but they also have some other stuff on sale on the Fantasy Cosmetica site. They have the Rogue palette and the Lost Library lipsticks on sale. And the Lost Library lipsticks in particular are a formula I really enjoy. I love the shades Hidden and Buried. Those are my favorites from the lipsticks, but I especially recommend checking out the Lost Library lipsticks if you are looking for an offbeat or interesting lip color, because they do have a blue and a green shade in that line, and those funky lip colors are not really that easy to find. I know I'm definitely more of a basic girly when it comes to my lip color choices, but I am going to show you a lip combo in this video that is a bit more out of the norm for me, and it still feels super cute and wearable. And once I actually have it on, it decidedly really feels like my style. So I wanted to show this cool toned little lip combo at the end of the video. It's using one of my Enchanted Autumn lip balms. So, of course, we had to bust that out for the 1 year anniversary celebration. I know I'm not talking at all about the things that I'm putting on my face right now. These are all items from my Shop My Stash video that I posted a couple weeks back. And you've already seen me use them a couple of times. So I will list all of the brushes and shade names. And I'll even link that Shop My Stash video down below too if you're interested in hearing more about these products. But I really wanted to focus on talking about Enchanted Autumn today. And I decided to keep the rest of my makeup pretty minimal anyway, because I know that I want the focus, the star of the show, to be the eyes and the lips. I really love this soft, sultry, kind of plummy, smoky eye for fall with a really cool toned, shimmery lip. This is just the vibe that I'm bringing into September and all of the fall season, really. So I'm going to start off my eye look, of course, by priming my lids. I've been loving this Sigma eyeshadow base. This is in the shade Ignite, and it just really is a good match for me and does a great job blanking out all of the little veins and redness and just unevenness that you can see on my lids there, which is totally normal, but it doesn't make for a great canvas for an eyeshadow look, particularly when I'm doing something that is kind of mauvey and purpley. It can really muddy the waters. So, starting with an eyeshadow base, and then I'm going to use one of my favorite, most used transition shades. This one is called Dusk, and it's a really soft, very neutral, almost cool toned mauve shade. I'm using a big fluffy brush and putting that all over my lids. And I'm not being too precise because this is just the first layer that's going down, but I am trying not to let that get too out of control since this is a daytime, well, in my case, a day to night look. I don't want to go too heavy or too blown out on this particular smoky plum eye look. This big fluffy brush is doing a lot of the blending work for me. I'm just slowly layering up the color because I want a soft opacity. I don't want this to be super solid looking, but I do want it to be nice and even. So just piled that all over the lid, and then I smudged the tiniest bit on the lower lash line there as well. Again, I don't want this to go too far away from the bounds of my actual eyelids, but I want to make sure that I have some balance on that lower lid there. Next, I'm going to take another matte shade. This is a deep purpley gray shade called Heron, and using a flat brush, I'm just smudging that right along the lash line. So tapping some of the color on and then sort of going back over with the same brush to smoke it and smudge it just a little bit so that I get some darkness along the lash line. But again, I want it to be a little soft, a little watercolory wash looking. Placing a darker color here will give the effect of an eyeliner, but it's just easier for me personally to get that effect with eyeshadow instead of eyeliner. And I like the smudgy, grungy, layered look that this gives me. So after smudging that heron shade on the lid, I'm going to go back with Dusk, back with that fluffy brush, and just layer on top, sort of sandwiching that gray so that it draws the purple shade out a little bit more and just gives this whole look a little bit more tone cohesion. I love mixing matte shades. The mattes in Enchanted Autumn were designed to layer and blend together, and this is a perfect example of what I'm going for when I do something like that. Now I have to add some sparkle. It's just who I am as a person. So I grabbed a little bit of this shimmery deep purple shade called Sagittarius, and using my fingertip, I'm just smudging that on top of where I originally applied the shade Heron to lend some more depth there. And I don't want to take this dark sparkles too far up. I want to give that smoldery dark look just close to my lashes and then let that mauve shade very quickly fade away. That way I can have some depth and some color, but it's not too overwhelming. It's not too heavy. And now, again, because of who I am as a person, I need even more sparkle. I love a bright silver metallic shade. Libra is one of my most used, most loved eyeshadows. So I'm just taking a little tiny bit of that on a detail brush and adding that along the lower lash line so that I can bring some lightness and brightness, and let's face it, a little bit of glamour to this day to night smoky eye look. And that's really it. It's pretty simple, pretty easy peasy. I just curled my lashes, added my L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal mascara, and now I'm ready for this lip combo. I've been loving the ColourPop lippy pencil in the shade Ashton. It's this very neutral, cool toned nude, which pairs perfectly with the cooler, neutral tone, desaturated shades in the Enchanted Autumn palette. So I'm using the shade Ashton all over my lips, not just lining, but really filling in the lip. And then I'm going to top that with the Enchanted Autumn lip balm in the shade Twilight, which is a very sparkly purple shade. And the way that this pairs with the Ashton balm is so pretty. It's just a little bit something different for me, but it's not so crazy and out of my comfort zone that I don't feel completely normal and comfortable. I love this look. I love the way this turned out. And I am still loving Enchanted Autumn. A year later, I am so excited still to use these products, and I'm still so proud of the work that I was allowed to do with Fantasy Cosmetica. So I hope that you'll go check it out. Now's the perfect time. The collection is 25% off. And I would love to know if you want to see some more jewelry and makeup matching looks. Is that fun? I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I love your face. Bye.